Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your June tarot reading. I hope that May has been peaceful and productive for you. I want to get straight into your reading now to see what June is bringing in. I'm feeling the energies kind of rolling forward. People are making some progress now. If you watched the last month's tarot reading video, you may have noticed that the parts where I shuffle were speeded up this time, and from now on I will be doing the same thing. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome and thank you for watching. I'm going to get straight into shuffling. You'll notice that it speeds up and then slows down again for the reading. Okay, Sagittarius, we have some very interesting cards here. We have the Five of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Then Justice, Eight of Cups, King of Swords and Four of Pentacles. Now this is quite an interesting story, Sag. So let's start with the Five of Cups. We seem to have a loss or disappointment here. Something hasn't turned out quite the way you wanted it to. You seem to be focused very much on what went wrong, and you're trying to pick it apart. At the same time, it might be missing that which remains. You may not realize that you still have things with a solid foundation, things that will nourish you, things that will have longevity for you. And the two cups that you have lost, or rather the dream and the vision that you had that seems to be disintegrating or has disintegrated, perhaps didn't have that solidity and longevity. Perhaps it wasn't based on a strong foundation. And so here we have this loss, and then we have the Hanged Man, which indicates you're in a little bit of a lull. You perhaps might be feeling low, you perhaps might be feeling as though you're stuck. But the Hanged Man shows you a different perspective. It's kind of like the universe putting you on pause for you to see how you process, how you manifest, how things in your life occur, shall we say. The Hanged Man is also a card that awaits the passage of time, awaits certain kind of universal clocks to kind of click into place, if I can put it that way. Not only is this a way to look inward at how you create and manifest, but also to perhaps realize that some things are worth waiting for, perhaps to realize that you didn't have all of the elements that you require for your vision, your dream, or your wish to manifest properly. And so it gives us some introspection. The Queen of Cups is interesting here. There's a lot of emotion involved here, I feel, Sagittarius. So the Queen of Cups is one who has gone through certain experiences and trials and tribulations, and she's very loving and nurturing. She has an awful lot to give, but she's the only cup in the deck that is covered, generally in the traditional deck. Here you can see that she's using her higher guidance to determine who she's going to give that cup to. And so I feel this is a process of self-growth, this process of kind of a deeper determination on where you put your energy, and who is deserving of that energy, and perhaps being more discerning in the way you move forward. We have the Eight of Wands next, which is interesting for me, seeing the Hanged Man here. But for me, this is a process and a lesson. We've had the loss and the disappointment. We've had the inner vision perspective. There's the maturity and the wisdom of the Queen of Cups here. And then you have your go-ahead. We have the Eight of Wands pushing you forward into new growth, into something amazingly creative and fantastic. Now, I see under the Five of Cups we have the Justice card. The Justice card is double-edged. We have the sword of truth and logic, and we have the scales that kind of weigh and balance the emotion. They're a lot more empathetic and intuitive. So what we have here is whatever happened here in your life, whatever disappointment there has been, to do with emotion, to do with something that you were pinning your hopes on, it's almost as if the universe has kind of come along to cut that pathway out and to bring some clarity and understanding. There's also an element here that I'm feeling that is about justice for you, something that you're more deserving of. I think the universe kind of wants to bring in something a little bit more fulfilled for you. And that's why I'm seeing the Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups is about going in search of that which is missing. And it seems, we're only on the Eight of Cups, so, you could be at the 9 or the 10. And you're going to go in search of that full experience, the fulfillment that everybody dreams of. So whatever it is that there has been loss of here, the universe wants to bring back balance. There needs to be, or there has been, some introspection, and you're on your forward journey, knowing that there is more for you ahead. You have the universal blessings there. So the King of Swords is one of energy of clarity, energy of wisdom, intuition and foresight. He's very communicative. There could well be an air sign around you at the moment, which is Aquarius, Gemini and Libra. So this energy is bringing you a deep understanding. The fact that I've got the King of Swords here under the Queen of Cups tells me that there's been a great deal of learning here. There's been a great deal of clarity and soul growth in this kind of this run. So through June, you might notice that you're able to lift yourself out of this kind of low energy and actually process and actually understand where it's trying to take you here. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which, as a base card, it's interesting that it has a kind of a little warning, if you like. It's not dire or terrible. It's more to speak about holding on to that which is. The Four of Pentacles is traditionally called the Miser card, and it's about holding on to the status quo, fear of taking risks, and not seeing the huge potential that is on the horizon, that is in your future, and kind of closing your eyes to that potential with a little fear that perhaps you won't get what you want, or that you'll lose what you already have. And I want to take you back now again to the Eight of Cups, to say that this journey, it's difficult to show you what is directly ahead of you. Obviously it's different for all of us, but I can see from the cards that the universe is really trying to encourage you to move forward, because there is better on the path ahead. I'm going to draw you some clarity cards now. Okay, Sagittarius, very interesting clarity cards here. Over the Five of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords traditionally speaks of trickery or deceit. Now, this can be somebody else who's been telling lies, not telling the truth, or kind of holding you under some sort of illusion. But it can also refer to ourselves, and perhaps an illusion that we ourselves have created for our comfort, for our kind of our wishes, if you like. The Seven of Swords is interesting. All sevens are about a deeper self-understanding, deeper discernment, and the sevens also bring us a deep insight into how we create and how our mental processes kind of create what is around us. It being swords, it's all about mental process. And notice the gentleman is getting away with a number of the swords there. And so there's an element that you've gotten away with some wisdom, that you've had some clarity finally. Something has revealed itself to you. The Three of Wands over the Hanged Man. Now, again, this is a card of waiting. This is a card of waiting for your ships to come in. The Three of Wands talks about knowing that there's something intuitively, knowing that there is more solidity on the horizon for you. The Three Wands talks about growth, talks about new things, but it isn't quite complete, or it doesn't have the solidity of Four. And so what this speaks about is waiting patiently for that final wand to come in and create the stability you need. And so the Hanged Man is clarified and strengthened here by the Three of Wands, saying this is kind of a slightly delayed process, but it is happening, even though you may not feel or see it right now. I really like seeing the Eight of Pentacles over the Queen of Cups. To me, the Eight of Pentacles is the mastery card. It talks about a direct focus on something in particular. Now, this usually pertains to your career and work, your innate abilities and skills. But in this case, I think it's kind of reiterating what I was saying about the wisdom learned, the wisdom of the Queen of Cups in where to place her energy. Now, again, the Eight of Pentacles is focusing fully on your learning and your growth, your mastery, on the mastery of self, the mastery of your emotion. Then we have the Nine of Swords over the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is fast forward movement, and then the Nine of Swords is about mental activity. Now, I have a feeling that you may well be, or you have been in your head quite a lot, very anxious given certain circumstances. But the nines are the end of a cycle. You're coming to the end of this cycle now, understanding how your kind of mental roller coaster is affecting you. And the Eight of Wands wants to push you forward, to use the energy for something constructive. Now, I find it very interesting that we have the Eight of Swords here, because the Eight of Swords talks about a feeling of being trapped, a feeling of not having any options. The lady here is tied and blindfolded, and she seems to be captured within a circle of swords. Swords again being about mental process. And so what we have here is kind of the reiteration of this Nine of Wands energy, the overthinking, the stuck in a cycle. But actually this lady can release herself. The water at her feet is indicative of your intuition, your higher self's insight. And actually this lady can release herself should she remove the blindfold, should she cut the binds on the swords around her. And so what this is saying is, look, your justice is there. There is this logic and truth and fact that you can apply. Yes, there is emotion. Yes, there needs to be empathy to the situation, but not to stay in that arena, not to stay in the emotion, but to use the facts to set yourself free. Then we have the Magician card over the Eight of Cups. Really like seeing this card. The Magician card is as above, so below. It has all of the elements to manifest what it is that you desire. It's a very powerful card, particularly over the Eight of Cups, because it tells me, and it says again, that you're able to create or able to find that vision, that dream that you have. It's about you being able to release that which was, to move forward and create for yourself, to decide on a brand new canvas and to design your own life, if you like. Then we have, great seeing this, we have the Ace of Swords over the King of Swords. The Ace of Swords is absolute clarity. It's that bright light in the shadow that really clears away any kind of troubling thought, if you like. It's true clarity, fact, and it cuts through everything that has been previously bothering you. So the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords is really trying to clear away that which no longer serves you, that which does not belong in your life anymore. So allow the energy to come through and don't fight it, because over the Four of Pentacles, where you're kind of holding on because that's all you know kind of feeling, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which indicates there's a wealth to be had, there's abundance to be had up ahead if you can let go of what is and travel forward. It is all there for you, which is a really great confirmation. I'm going to draw you two advice cards now. Okay, so we have, first out, we have the Innocence card. Now, this is quite interesting given the kind of overactive mental agility that's been going on for you, that you might have been dealing with. And so what we have here is advice on how to kind of flip the switch. This gentleman here is examining and enjoying this praying mantis on his hand with the kind of innocence of a child, with a very childlike and open heart. Notice the white of his robe, which indicates this purity of heart, and he's really just enjoying this communion with this little insect here. And so what this speaks of to me is to remove a little bit the acetate of experience that clouds your enjoyment, that binds you to a certain way of being or a certain thought pattern, and to allow things to be experienced for what they are, rather than kind of allow the cynicism or the blocks to occur. And then we have Courage, which is perfect for your reading, Sagittarius. This card speaks about the tiny seed that grows within very difficult circumstances to bloom into this glorious flower. And so it speaks of your journey somewhat. It seems that it may well have been difficult terrain, and you've kind of really gone through the mill, but this has strengthened you, and to have courage in your journey because there is better up ahead. I'm going to draw you one outcome card for June now. Amazing. So we have the Ace of Wands, which is the divine spark of growth and something new. The divine universe is bringing in this opportunity to start something new, Sagittarius. This is really potent because we have a whole lot of movement here, and it's a very emotional journey. It's a very kind of deserved shift, if you like, into better times. So through June, you may well be struggling a little bit with the emotional aspects and the mental roller coaster, but know that the script is yours to flip. And you have the ability to gain the clarity and the understanding of what it is that you manifest and how you're going to do it differently. And here is your brand new start to shift you forward into the next cycle. I will leave your reading there, Sagittarius. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you next time.